Bite the bullet! Break a leg!
Sleep tight.
Today on Origin Lens, we're traveling through battlefields, theaters, medieval markets, and even boxing rings to uncover the origins of 30 everyday phrases you use without even realizing where they came from.
Let's begin where many phrases were born, in times of conflict, survival, and struggle.
Bite the bullet. To bite the bullet means facing hardship bravely. But this was once all too literal. In the 1800s, soldiers undergoing surgery without anesthesia were told to bite down on a lead bullet. It dulled the screams, if not the pain.
Bury the hatchet. Making peace? That comes from a Native American ritual. When tribes ended a feud, they would literally bury their weapons, tomahawks and hatchets, in the ground. A powerful symbol of peace.
Caught red-handed. To be caught guilty in the act. The phrase goes back to Old English law. If someone was discovered with blood on their hands from a stolen animal, that was undeniable proof of crime. Quite literally, red-handed.
By the skin of your teeth. Escaping disaster by the thinnest margin. This phrase is lifted straight from the Bible, the book of Job, where Job, after losing everything, laments that he survived with only the skin of my teeth. Of course, teeth have no skin. That's the point.
To the intent that more speedy remedy may be had.
You need to get this done by the end of the day.
Read the Riot Act. To scold someone harshly? Once it was dead serious. In 1714, Britain passed the Riot Act. If 12 or more people gathered, officials read a proclamation, disperse within 1 hour, or face arrest, even death. Today, it's just a warning, but once it was the law.
I really do not see the signal.
This comes from the legendary Admiral Horatio Nelson. At the Battle of Copenhagen, Nelson's superior ordered retreat, but Nelson, blind in one eye, raised his telescope to his bad eye and declared he couldn't see the signal. He disobeyed and won. Thus, to turn a blind eye.
Not all phrases come from war. Many come from kitchens, taverns, and dinner tables, where language simmered alongside the food.
Eat humble pie. To admit you're wrong. In medieval England, after a hunt, the lord ate the finest venison. Servants and peasants got the scraps, the heart, liver, entrails, baked into a pie called humble pie.
Oh no! Oh my goodness! I can't believe it!
Revealing a secret dates back to ancient Greece. In votes, people dropped beans into jars, white for yes, black for no. If someone knocked over the jar, the results were prematurely revealed. They had quite literally spilled the beans.
Sleep tight.
Sleep tight. A bedtime wish. But in the 16th century, mattresses rested on ropes tied to wooden frames. Over time, ropes sagged. For a good night's sleep, you had to tighten the ropes to sleep tight. Sweating like a pig. Oddly, not about pigs at all. It refers to pig iron cooling after smelting. As the hot metal cooled, moisture condensed, forming beads of liquid that looked like sweat.
No spring chicken, meaning someone isn't young anymore. In colonial America, spring chickens were tender and valuable. Older birds, tough, less tasty. If someone was no spring chicken, they weren't fresh anymore. And then there are phrases born from art, literature, and superstition, where performance, storytelling, and culture shape the words we still use today.
Break a leg. In the theater, you never wish an actor good luck. Instead, you say break a leg. Why? Because in old theaters, stepping past the stage curtains, called the legs, meant you'd been cast and would actually perform. To break a leg wasn't misfortune at all. It meant success.
Break the ice. Today, it means easing tension, but originally, it was literal. In frozen rivers, ships called icebreakers smashed through ice so others could follow. The phrase carried over into conversation, breaking awkward silence so real communication could flow.
This isn't just from Alice in Wonderland. In the 18th century, hat makers used mercury to shape felt. Prolonged exposure poisoned them, causing tremors, confusion, and even hallucinations. The result? A reputation for eccentric Mad Hatters.
The Roman scholar Pliny wrote that Homer's entire Iliad had once been copied so small it fit inside a nutshell. Whether legend or exaggeration, the phrase became shorthand for squeezing big ideas into tiny form.
What in the world is that Neno just to that?
Look at that silly thing.
He's so funny.
Let the cat out of the bag. In medieval markets, piglets were sold in sacks. Dishonest sellers sometimes swapped the pig for a worthless cat. If the bag was opened, the fraud was exposed. The cat, quite literally, was out of the bag.
This comes from grand church organs. Each stop controlled airflow to a pipe. Pulling out all the stops filled the church with the loudest, fullest sound possible. Now, it means giving your absolute best effort. Contrary to popular myth, it didn't start with coffins. It began in boxing. A fighter, seconds from defeat, could be rescued when the bell rang to end the round. Quite literally, saved by the bell.
When it rains, it pours. Surprisingly modern from a 1914 Morton's salt advertisement. They claimed their salt would stay dry and pour easily, even in damp weather. Once a positive slogan, it shifted over time into something negative. When troubles come, they come all at once.
This has been Origin Lens, where we uncover the hidden stories behind the ordinary. If you enjoyed this journey through words, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more untold origins that shape the way we think, speak, and live today.